You know that picture of a classic freshman? You know that stereotype that seems to span the generational gap like no other joke can? Well, simply, it doesn't exist. Obviously. At least, not in its entirety. It is very rare for someone to do that, to actually fully fit the stereotype of anything. An ethnicity, a religion, an age, a gender, or anything. But with the freshman case, the reason that stereotype holds so well between generations, between cultures, and between schools is because there are always those kids that do something radical enough that the entire school's attention is drawn and the stereotype is reborn and readjusted to fit the profile of this one freshman. Now, I can't say for sure, but I think there's a possibility that I might have been one of those kids. And everyone could see it. In between classes, I was the famous freshman who carried his books. From class to class, just like in middle school, I was holding my books. I had two sets, my morning set, which I took from science or gym to advisory, then to English with Miss Kim, and then to lunch. Then there was my afternoon set, which started with history, then French, math, and finally band. As it started, I don't think I was entirely alone in this. I mean, there were a few freshmen that started holding their books as well, but they were gone. They were gone by the end of the first week. And as the rest of the school took notice that I wasn't dropping my habit, seniors, full-grown 4 years through high school seniors, would walk up to me. Picture it. Seniors walking up to a puny little freshman and saying, "You know you can carry your backpack, right?" I would respond very simply with a respectful, yeah, I know. And carry on. It was like it actually bothered the seniors that there was this freshman who used his hands for books rather than his backpack, like a caveman or something, yet to escape the Stone Age. It bothered them. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. It bothered them. Actually, by the winter, in the afternoon, just to prevent stopping my locker, wasting time before I went to my brother's car for my ride home, I used my book bag, beginning in the winter. But I still carried my books in the morning. And I would have conversations with some of the upperclassmen in my French class, and they'd start them off with phrases like, "Do you know that kid that carries some books? What a freak." And then I'd say something like, "Yes, actually, I know that kid very well." But I was just surprised it mattered so much. For some people, this might have been important. You know, being isolated, being talked about in that way. But for a vulnerable freshman, I was surprised that I didn't feel fazed by it at all. And I was resilient because I just didn't care, you know. And it was bliss. Not being insecure, having resiliency. It was amazing. I mean, I have insecurities, and let me tell you, it's a nightmare. But to be resilient just that once as a freshman, it was amazing.